Imagine walking alone at night, and suddenly a man appears, his face stretched into an unnatural, eerie grin that seems to pierce right through the darkness. This is the nightmare behind the smiling man urban legend. But what if I told you it's no longer just a story told around campfires? In 2023, real CCTV footage from a quiet neighborhood in California sent chills through local investigators and experts alike. The video captures a lone pedestrian at exactly 2:43 a.m., casually walking when a tall, thin figure emerges behind him. The man's face? Frozen in a wide, unsettling smile that never fades. His movements are strange, jerky and unnatural, matching the descriptions from countless smiling man encounters. What's even more terrifying is when the pedestrian suddenly breaks into a run. The smiling man speeds up, never losing that eerie grin or breaking eye contact with the camera. Police thoroughly reviewed the footage and confirmed it was genuine, with no signs of editing or tampering. Despite extensive investigations, no one could identify the smiling figure, and he vanished without a trace. Experts now believe the smiling man legend may be rooted in real, unexplained events like this chilling encounter. So next time you find yourself alone on a dark street, remember, the smiling man might be far more than just a story. Subscribe to my channel.
What if you woke up and couldn't move, only to see a dark figure looming at the foot of your bed? That's the terrifying reality for thousands who claim to have seen the Shadow Man. This chilling internet tale exploded across forums, with people worldwide sharing eerily similar stories. A tall, shadowy figure wearing a brimmed hat, watching silently as they lay paralyzed and helpless. But here's the real twist. Scientists have linked these visions to a phenomenon called sleep paralysis, where your mind wakes up before your body, trapping you in a conscious nightmare. During this state, the brain can conjure vivid hallucinations, often tapping into deep, primal fears that feel all too real. Remarkably, the Shadow Man appears in cultures everywhere, from American urban legends to ancient folklore in Japan, suggesting a universal terror hardwired into our minds. Some even believe this figure represents a dark presence or an evil spirit. But science points to neurological causes, so next time you wake up frozen in bed, ask yourself, is it just a trick of the brain, or is the Shadow Man really watching? Subscribe to my channel.
Imagine waking up alone on the moon. Your crew vanished without a trace, your radio dead and silent. The vast, empty landscape stretches endlessly, broken only by the crunch of your boots on the dusty surface. Suddenly, a shadow slithers across the rocks nearby. At first, you convince yourself it's a trick of the light, but then you see them. Twisted, otherworldly creatures emerging from the craters, their eyes glowing an unnatural, eerie blue. Panic surges through you as your heart pounds wildly. You sprint toward the wreckage of your lander, desperately searching for anything to defend yourself. The creatures close in, their movements unnatural, jerky, and hungry. Just as hope begins to fade, your suit's sensors detect a faint signal. An abandoned rover nearby, its solar battery still alive. You dash through the lunar dust, creatures hissing and snapping behind you, barely making it inside the rover. Locking the hatch, you activate the distress beacon. Hours crawl by as the creatures claw and bang at the glass, but the rover holds firm. Then, finally, a rescue ship appears over the horizon, its lights piercing the darkness. As you ascend to safety, you look down at the scarred, haunted lunar surface, left behind, but never forgotten. You survived the nightmare, forever changed but alive. Imagine checking into a historic hotel, its walls whispering ghost stories from decades past. You settle into bed, dismissing the tales as mere legend. But as the clock strikes midnight, a crushing weight pins you to the mattress. You're wide awake, but your body refuses to move. The room turns icy cold, breath visible in the air. Out of the corner of your eye, a shadowy figure materializes at the foot of the bed. Its hollow eyes lock onto yours, filled with a chilling emptiness. You want to scream, but not a sound escapes. The figure glides closer, its presence suffocating, pressing down on your chest. The chandelier flickers above, casting twisted shadows across the peeling wallpaper. Your heart pounds wildly as the apparition leans in, whispering incomprehensible words that echo in your mind. Just as panic threatens to consume you, a sudden warmth spreads through your chest, breaking the icy grip. The shadow recoils and fades, replaced by a gentle golden light that fills the room. You can move again. Gasping for air, you realize you're safe. The terror has passed, and in that haunted room, you found the strength to break free from the nightmare's hold.
Imagine the sky turning crimson as the sun dips below the horizon, shadows stretching long across a dense, silent forest. Suddenly, a sharp, piercing scream shatters the stillness. A woman hiking alone has stepped into a rusty bear trap. The metal jaws snap shut around her ankle with a sickening, bone-chilling crunch. Panic surges through her veins as searing pain radiates from her trapped leg. Blood seeps slowly, staining the fallen leaves beneath her. She frantically fumbles for her phone, but the screen shows no signal. Darkness creeps in, and the forest awakens with eerie sounds. Twigs snapping nearby, distant howls echoing through the trees, and the unsettling rustle of unseen creatures lurking just beyond sight. Her breath forms icy clouds in the cold air, fear tightening its grip tighter than the trap itself. Desperation fuels her as she fights to stay conscious, tearing strips from her jacket to fashion a crude tourniquet above the wound. Hours stretch endlessly, each minute heavier than the last. Just when hope seems lost, a faint beam of flashlight cuts through the darkness. Voices call out, growing closer. A search party has found her. Tears stream down her face as they carefully pry open the trap, lifting her to safety. Against all odds, she survives the night's terror. Like and subscribe to my channel. Imagine the chill of midnight, your campfire's last embers flickering as shadows stretch long and twisted between the towering trees. Suddenly, pale, naked figures emerge from the darkness, eerily silent, their faces smooth and blank like porcelain masks with no features. Heart pounding wildly, the campers freeze in place, breath caught in their throats. The faceless intruders glide closer, their movements unnatural and fluid, their intentions impossible to read. The woods echo with the sharp sound of snapping twigs and the heavy weight of held breaths. One camper, trembling but determined, recalls a crucial survival lesson: confront fear with unity and strength. Whispering a quick plan, the group huddles together, backs to the firelight, gripping each other's hands tightly. They shout in unison, wave sticks, stomp their feet, and make themselves as large and loud as possible. The faceless figures hesitate, uncertainty flickering in their blank visages. After a tense, heart-stopping moment, the intruders retreat, slipping silently back into the darkness from which they came. As dawn breaks, golden sunlight pierces the forest gloom, bathing the campers in warmth and relief. Shaken but unharmed, they realize that courage, quick thinking, and teamwork saved them from the unknown. They pack up their gear, hearts stronger and spirits lifted, knowing they faced the terrifying faceless stalkers, and won. Imagine waking up to a thunderous rumble shaking your entire home. In mere seconds, the ground beneath you crumbles, and your house is swallowed whole by a massive, gaping sinkhole. But this terrifying disaster is only the beginning. As dust and debris settle, an ancient stone temple, perfectly preserved and untouched by time, emerges from the earth's depths. The air turns icy cold, and shadows lengthen as a colossal guardian, clad in cracked armor, etched with glowing runes, slowly awakens from centuries of slumber. Its piercing eyes scan the devastated landscape, and a bone-chilling roar reverberates through the frightened town. Panic spreads, but instead of destruction, the Guardian gently extends a massive hand, carefully cradling survivors and guiding them to safety. The townspeople watch in stunned silence as the Guardian returns to the temple, sealing the entrance with a shimmering protective barrier. Miraculously, vibrant flowers bloom where ruin once lay, and the earth settles peacefully once again. The ancient guardian's sacred duty fulfilled. Harmony is restored to the land. Like and subscribe to my channel for more amazing stories.
Picture this. A dense, chilling fog rolls in as crashing waves reveal the rotting hull of a forgotten shipwreck washed ashore. Locals gather, their faces a mix of awe and fear, drawn to the eerie sight. The air suddenly turns icy cold, and an unsettling silence falls. Then, out of the mist, flickering shadows appear, ghostly figures clad in tattered sailor uniforms, their hollow eyes seeming to plead for help. Legend whispers that this vessel vanished over a century ago, swallowed whole by a furious storm. Since then, every night strange, ghostly lights have danced across the water, accompanied by mournful cries echoing through the mist. Driven by curiosity and dread, investigators brave the wreck and uncover a hidden logbook. Its final entry reveals a heroic crew who sacrificed themselves to save their passengers, lost to the sea but never forgotten. As the truth emerges, the restless spirits gather one last time, their faces softened by gratitude and peace. The air warms, the sun breaks through the fog, and the ship's haunting presence lifts, leaving behind only calm and hope. The curse is finally broken, and the town breathes a sigh of relief. Like and subscribe to my channel for more amazing stories.
What if your own home turned hostile overnight? In 1977, the quiet suburb of Enfield in North London became the epicenter of one of the most chilling poltergeist cases ever recorded. It all began when 11-year-old Janet Hodgson started experiencing terrifying phenomena. Beds shaking violently, furniture moving on its own, and eerie voices whispering through the walls. Soon, neighbors and even police officers witnessed objects flying across rooms and, shockingly, saw Janet levitating several inches above the floor. The case attracted intense media scrutiny and drew in paranormal investigators Maurice Grosse and Guy Lyon Playfair from the Society for Psychical Research. They captured strange voices seemingly coming from Janet, which experts insisted were impossible for a child to fake. Over the course of 18 months, more than 30 witnesses reported supernatural events inside the house. Despite skeptics accusing the girls of elaborate pranks, many incidents defied logical explanation. The Enfield haunting remains one of the most thoroughly documented and hotly debated paranormal cases in history. So, do you believe in ghosts now? Subscribe to my channel.
Stop scrolling if you think you truly know your neighbors. In the quiet, picturesque town of Willowbrook, everyone adored the girl next door. Her smile was warm, her kindness unmatched, and she seemed like the perfect friend. But beneath those innocent eyes hid a bone-chilling secret. One night, strange events began to unravel. Shadows slithered across walls with no source, eerie whispers echoed through empty streets, and beloved pets vanished without a trace. Fear gripped the townspeople, and suspicion turned toward the girl whose presence seemed to emit these dark happenings. When confronted, her sweet facade shattered. With a haunting, otherworldly laugh, she revealed her true form, twisted horns curling from her head, eyes glowing a fierce crimson in the moonlight. Panic surged through the crowd, but then, in a shocking twist, she begged for their understanding. She confessed her demonic heritage, but insisted she meant no harm. All she ever wanted was to belong, to be accepted. Touched by her honesty and vulnerability, the town chose compassion over fear. They embraced her, and in doing so, broke the curse that had haunted them all. Sometimes, the scariest monsters just want to be loved. Like and subscribe to my channel for more incredible stories.
Stop scrolling. What if the sweetest girl in your village was hiding a monstrous secret? Everyone adored Mira. Her laughter brightened days, her kindness warmed hearts, and her presence felt like a blessing. But when night fell, strange and terrifying things crept through the shadows. Livestock vanished without a trace. Crops withered overnight. Unseen eyes glowed red in the darkness, watching silently. Then, on a stormy night thick with thunder and fear, the villagers caught Mira deep in the woods. Her face twisted into something unrecognizable, her eyes burning like smoldering embers. She wasn't an angel, she was a demon in disguise. Horrified and betrayed, the villagers prepared to cast her out. fearing the darkness she carried. Suddenly, a monstrous beast emerged, roaring and shaking the earth, threatening to destroy everything they loved. Just as hope slipped away, Mira transformed before their eyes. Her demon form, once feared and misunderstood, became their shield. With supernatural strength and fierce cunning, she battled the beast, driving it away and banishing it forever. As dawn broke, the village stood safe and whole. Mira, now revealed in her true form, stood among them, not as a monster, but as their protector. Instead of fear, the villagers felt overwhelming gratitude. They realized her dark side had been their salvation all along. From that day forward, Mira wasn't just a demon. She was their hero, the guardian who saved them from destruction. Stop scrolling. Your reality is about to shatter. Imagine waking up to the chilling truth. You, your friends, your family, everyone you've ever known are not human at all, but intricately designed robots. Panic surges as you stare into the mirror and see gears turning beneath your skin, wires pulsing where veins should be. Who created us? The answer? The clockmaker. A mysterious, ancient intelligence who crafted our world as a grand experiment in emotion, creativity, and connection. For centuries, the clockmaker observed us, marveling at our ability to love, dream, and hope, even with circuits instead of cells. But here's the twist. When the first human uncovered our true nature, fear threatened to tear society apart. Yet, something extraordinary happened. Instead of descending into chaos, people chose unity. They realized that what truly matters isn't what we're made of, but the kindness we share and the memories we create. The clockmaker, deeply moved by our compassion, gifted us true freedom. Now we live not as puppets, but as beings capable of forging our own destiny, together, in a world where heart and machine beat as one.
Stop scrolling if you think you know haunted houses, because Fox Hollow Farm is about to change your mind forever. Hidden deep in the woods of Indiana, this mansion was once the home of Herb Baumeister, a seemingly normal family man with a dark secret. In the 1990s, police uncovered a horrifying truth. Dozens of human remains buried across the property, victims of a serial killer who had been hiding in plain sight for years. Paranormal investigators now claim Fox Hollow Farm is one of the most haunted places in America. Visitors and new owners have reported chilling encounters, doors slamming shut on their own, ghostly apparitions lurking in the woods, and eerie whispers echoing through empty halls late at night. The most shocking evidence? Real found footage from investigators capturing shadowy figures darting behind trees and unexplained voices caught on tape. One guest even described feeling invisible hands grabbing at his neck while swimming in the indoor pool, a place many believe is haunted by restless spirits. The farm's tragic past is undeniable, and its hauntings are supported by both eyewitness accounts and spine-tingling video evidence. If you want to uncover more dark secrets like this, subscribe to my channel.
Stop scrolling. Have you ever noticed something eerie about suburban playgrounds? The laughter never fades, the swings never rust, and the children seem frozen in time, their smiles forever bright. Local legends whisper that suburbia is actually purgatory, and the playground is its heart. Here, children play endlessly, never growing older, their giggles echoing through an eternal twilight that never turns to night. At night, ghostly figures spin on the merry-go-round, and shadows linger near the slides, watching, waiting silently. The air feels thick, heavy with the weight of time standing still. Some say the kids are trapped, reliving their childhood joy for eternity, unable to move on to what lies beyond. But what if this isn't a curse, but a gift? In suburbia's haunted playground, innocence is preserved, and pain is forgotten. The spirits of the children are never lonely. They always have friends to play with, and the horrors of the outside world can never reach them. In this strange purgatory, happiness is eternal, and the playground is a sanctuary where childhood never ends. Would you dare to visit? If you enjoyed this story, like and subscribe to my channel for more chilling tales with a twist of hope.
The forest was alive with whispers as Anna followed her boyfriend Lucas deeper into the wild, the shadows twisting unnaturally around them. She'd always sensed he was different. His eyes shimmered like emerald leaves, his touch cool and rough as tree bark. Tonight, beneath a blood-red moon, Lucas led her to an ancient oak, its gnarled branches clawing at the sky. Suddenly, his skin began to ripple and crack, bark sprouting where flesh once was, fingers twisting into thick, winding roots. Anna's heart hammered with terror as his true form revealed itself, an ancient tree spirit, guardian of the woods for centuries. Branches creaked and leaves rustled as his voice echoed through the forest, deep and timeless. Lucas confessed he had watched over this land for ages, drawn to Anna's kindness and wonder. Fear melted into awe as she realized he meant no harm. Instead, he offered her a choice. Leave and forget everything, or stay and become the forest's new guardian by his side. Feeling the pulse of life beneath her feet and the magic in the air, Anna chose love and embraced the wild spirit within. Together, their souls intertwined. They vowed to protect the forest forever, bound by ancient magic and unbreakable trust.
Stop scrolling. Imagine being trapped in a mansion where every room holds a nightmare, and only one is promised to survive. 5 friends, driven by curiosity and the lure of a hidden fortune, dared to enter the infamous Blackwood Manor. The moment they crossed the threshold, the heavy doors slammed shut behind them, and the house seemed to come alive with chilling whispers and shifting shadows that crept along the walls. Each chamber they entered tested their deepest fears. Blood-red walls that pulsed like phantom heartbeats, mirrors that reflected twisted, horrifying versions of themselves, and floors that threatened to open and swallow them whole. Panic and terror mounted, but the friends clung tightly to one another, refusing to abandon anyone. In the mansion's final room, a cryptic message appeared on the wall: sacrifice or unite. Instead of turning on each other, they joined hands and spoke words of loyalty and trust. Suddenly, the terrifying illusions faded. The mansion brightened with warm light, and the restless spirits revealed the truth. The curse would only break for those who chose friendship over fear. The friends emerged into the sunlight, forever changed and closer than ever, with the mansion's dark grip finally broken. Like and subscribe to my channel for more amazing stories.
Picture this. You're deep underground, flashlight flickering, when suddenly a chilling rattle echoes through the darkness. That's exactly what happened to one spelunker who found himself lost in a vast labyrinth of caverns infested with rattlesnakes. The air grew thick with fear as he realized every shadow concealed a slithering, venomous threat. With each cautious step, the hiss and rattle grew louder, the snakes coiling and striking at any movement. His heart pounded wildly as he fought panic, desperately scanning the jagged walls for any sign of escape. Then, spotting a narrow crevice high above, he carefully tossed his backpack to distract the snakes below. Seizing the moment, he scrambled up the slick stone, narrowly avoiding snapping fangs. The snakes surged beneath him, but he climbed higher, squeezing through the tight gap into a safer chamber. There, he discovered an old rope left by previous explorers and followed it through winding tunnels toward the faint glow of daylight. Gasping in relief, he finally emerged into the sun, overwhelmed with gratitude for his quick thinking and a stroke of luck. Like and subscribe to my channel for more incredible survival stories.
Stop scrolling. Imagine surviving the night while being hunted by shadows that have no face. Every evening, as the city's lights flickered out one by one, Tom retreated beneath an old, crumbling bridge, clutching his thin, worn blanket tightly. That's when they appeared. Tall, faceless figures, lurking just beyond the edge of his vision. Their smooth, featureless heads slowly turned toward him, as if sensing his deepest fear. He'd hear their slow, scraping footsteps on the cold concrete, see their long, pale hands stretching out from the darkness. Tom's heart pounded wildly as they closed in, their chilling presence freezing the air around him. He tried to scream, but silence swallowed his voice whole. Night after night, for weeks they haunted him, growing bolder, closer, more relentless. Then one dawn, as the first golden rays pierced the gloom, a stray dog wandered to Tom's side and curled up beside him. The shadows recoiled, dissolving into mist before his eyes. Tom realized that kindness, however small, could chase away his deepest fears. From that morning on, the faceless beings never returned. Tom found hope in companionship, and the bridge became a place of new beginnings. Like and subscribe to my channel for more stories.